celebrating, and retelling the story. As we do so, we will shed light on the journey of our own lives. We will ask ourselves where we might be enslaved. Are we enslaved to our possessions, our work, our addictions, our desire to please others? Are we stuck in an Egypt that will not let us free? As we ask these questions, we will join the ancient Israelites. We will bring their story to bear on our own. Passover is God's invitation for each of us to become free. It has extended over thousands of years, and this book is the chance to make it your own. It may seem strange for a Jewish rabbi to write a book on Passover for Christians. I lead a large congregation in suburban Chicago and have devoted my own spiritual life to observing Jewish holidays, praying Jewish prayers, and studying Jewish texts. What do I have to say to Christians? A lot, it turns out. Many Christians have a yearning, I have discovered, to get closer to God by discovering the Jewish roots of Jesus and Christianity. In speaking and teaching at churches, I have seen the way Jewish wisdom can bring Christians closer to their faith. I have seen the way it can deepen the experience of prayer, expand the meanings of biblical passages, and open our eyes wider to the role of God in our lives. Exploring the Passover story helps us learn more about the context of Jesus' own religious and spiritual life, and it sheds light on Easter, the resurrection of Jesus, and the meaning of redemption. But the magnificent drama and depth of the Passover story also gives us a powerful framework to understand the journey of our own lives. I have had students tell me the story of Passover helped them gain freedom from a difficult past. Others have told me the Passover story confirmed for them that God always keeps His promises, just as God did for the Israelites. The Passover story can speak to us wherever we are on the journey of our lives. My goal in this book is to help you discover what message this sacred story holds for you. What you will experience. In Chapter 1, we begin our journey into the liberating story of Passover. We will revisit the first Passover meal in Pharaoh's Egypt and see the faith and leadership of Moses that made it possible. Through the chapter are scattered practical insights into and interpretations of the Exodus story from 3,000 years of Jewish history and tradition. Chapter 2 brings us into the world of ancient Israel and discusses the way Passover was celebrated when Jesus lived and taught in Jerusalem. We experience the pageantry and sense of holiness that pervaded Jerusalem during Passover and imagine the promise of freedom it represented. Chapter 3 takes us to the fertile period of religious life after the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 CE. We learn how ancient Jews sustained their faith when all seemed lost. We discover the new understanding they gave to freedom and how they preserved the Passover message when others tried to destroy it. Then we get ready to eat. Chapters 4 through 8 walk us through the preparation for and meaning of the Passover meal. If you've ever had a dinner party at your home, you know the time and effort it requires. You have to cook a meal, find a table setting, and maybe even think of interesting topics of conversation. Now, add on a layer of spiritual preparation. Jews read different sacred texts during the month before Passover to prepare our hearts and souls to accept freedom. Passover is a time of rebirth, and the preparation for it can be as spiritually meaningful as the holiday itself. Jews traditionally start preparing for Passover 30 days before it begins. You will see the way this time of preparation resembles the 40-day period of Lent, which is also preparation for the rebirth of humanity through Jesus. In experiencing the way Jews prepare for Passover, you may discover an even deeper meaning in Lent and Easter. Chapters 9 and 10 bring Passover into the 21st century. They explore the way the themes of Passover have shaped contemporary struggles for freedom. The groups who embraced the Passover story as part of their struggle range from American slaves to Jews living in the Soviet Union during the 1970s and 1980s. The Passover story even shaped America's founding fathers, who saw their journey from oppression in the Old World to freedom in the New World as a modern